You know, I kind of like it without the fork gators. I think I may just keep it like that. Hey guys, Submoto here. So I want to talk about two-stroke engines and two-stroke motorcycles and cafe racers and scramblers and trackers and whatnot, and whether it's a good idea to build a tracker or a cafe racer on a two-stroke motorcycle. You know, two-stroke engines are amazing. They're beautiful, beautiful machines. You know, from the sound they make, the sound right there, and the smell of unburnt two-stroke oil. There's just nothing that parallels. It's just amazing. Beautiful machines. That and you know, the simplicity of a two-stroke engine is amazing. There are three moving parts in a two-stroke engine. There's the camshaft, the conrod, and the piston, and that's it. There are no valves. Well, there's a valving system, but the valving system is provided by the piston moving up and down through you know, there's a hole in the inside wall where the pressure is released, and that's basically the valving system. So there's nothing to maintain there. It is extremely simple a construction. And you know, the power to weight ratio on a two-stroke is also amazing. You know, they used to call him back in the day. They used to call him the widow makers, because they had so much horsepower compared to like four-stroke engines at the time. And you know, that says something about what kind of engine that is. So you may be asking yourself, well, if it's such an amazing engine, then how come we don't see any modern bikes with that technology? And the answer is actually quite simple. Because of emissions laws that were set in place not too long ago, it just wasn't feasible for the main companies, which were Yamaha, Suzuki, and Kawasaki. I'm not saying those are the only ones that were building two-stroke motorcycles, but those were the main ones. And it just wasn't feasible for them to put the money into research and development to keep up with the emissions laws. And that's not to say that you can't build a two-stroke engine that wouldn't meet those requirements, because you absolutely could. And it's been experimented with, and there are a lot of different solutions out there. But it would require a lot of research and then a substantial investment into finding a way to do that on a more sustainable level. And then they still make motorcycles in like two-stroke versions, which are like mostly scooters, and then you have off-road like dirt bikes and stuff like that. You know, the classic that classic sound you get off of them. That's a two-stroke engine right there. So you know, so back to the question: should you build a cafe racer or a scrambler on a two-stroke engine? Absolutely, go for it, man. Because you know, there are tons of bikes, or actually tons of projects out there that are built on Suzuki GTs, Yamaha RDs, the Kawasaki H1s. Those are perfect for cafe racer builds. The only thing that's going to be kind of difficult, because as far as like the frame and everything else, it's pretty much the basic construction of other bikes of that same era. So yeah, so the only thing that that might be a problem or something you'd have to think about is that the exhaust on a two-stroke is going to be different than the construction of a four-stroke engine. It has what they call an expansion chamber, so you need a very specific exhaust system. And in fact, they're very sensitive to. You can't just change it like you would on a four-stroke. It's going to be a lot more sensitive. In fact, you'll see a lot of builds that keep the original pipes, because that's the best way to go. So yeah, so should you build a cafe racer or a tracker? I'd say, you know, if you're going to build something, just because of the sound, because it's so awesome, and because you'd associate that with like a dirt bike. If I were to build a bike on 2-stroke, I would probably go for like a scrambler or a tracker. But if I probably use like knobby tires, just because it would look cooler. That's my own personal opinion. But you know, because a cafe racer is more, it's associated more like with Moto GP bikes. Anyway, guys, remember to subscribe and ride, and I'll catch you all later. Bye bye.